Star Power, Chapter 14. Charlie almost ran to get out of the house. She couldn't get to Liam fast enough. It was bad enough she had to deal with the fluctuating attitudes of Nia and Maya. Now she was supposed to party with the locals too? No, she thought not. She pushed through the back door, then speed walked toward the pool house. The backyard was quickly turning into a set. Tables were up, tools were arriving, and tents were leaning against the house, waiting to be pitched. Hey, Charlie, can you pose for a picture? Someone asked. Charlie looked to her right, noticing a familiar face. She couldn't remember where she knew him from, but she was certain she did. Sure, I'd love to. She left her uncertainty hanging in the air for him to grab and answer, but he didn't. Thanks, he said, walking over and standing next to her. He wrapped one arm around her, pulled her in tight, then held up his cell phone in front of him. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Get ready, he said, pressing the phone until a shudder sound could be heard. Please, don't take this the wrong way, because I'm not trying to push up on you or anything. But I know that. I know you from somewhere, don't I? She had to ask between smiles while he took more pictures of them. It wasn't that she was interested in him. She just had to know if they'd met before, for a couple of reasons. One, he was kind of cute but not exactly her type. Still, she never forgot a handsome face, or at least tried not to. Two, if he was some newbie to the show, who she'd seen in passing, she had to worry. If he was there from New York, that meant the rest of the Extreme Dream Team crew was there too, and that meant her time had pretty much run out. She pursed her lips together, hoping he wasn't with the network. They'd given her days to begin her mission, and she hated for them to go back on their word, especially because Nia was turning out to be a tougher project than she expected. Mitch! Hey, Mitch! Someone was yelling in a loud voice that was so squeaky it could only belong to one person. A girl whose head needs splitting as far as Charlie was concerned. Rory? Charlie turned her head, trying to see the person the voice belonged to. She was sure it was Rory, but she had to be sure before she walked over there and bashed the wrong person in the face. She stretched her neck, looking in a direction from which the voice came, but couldn't get a view of the girl. 1 sec, the guy replied back, telling Charlie he was obviously Mitch. You must have met my younger brother, Mike. Our genes are strong, but I don't think we look that much alike. Everyone says so, though. Our names being similar doesn't help too much either. Charlie tilted her head. So does everyone here know everyone else? Mitch, hurry up. I gotta go get my party on before the party. Rory was now yelling from the other side of the pool. Rory, wait, wait right there, Charlie said, disconnecting herself from the conversation with Mitch. She turned, then walked as fast and hard as she could to get to Rory. She promised herself that her fist was going to connect with Rory's jaw as soon as she saw her, and now her hand was itching to make the connection. Charlie balled her hand, then released her fingers in a stretch. As she was making a fist again, a hand was on her arm, yanking her back. Charlie, love, where are you going? I need you over here, Liam said, jumping in front of her. His hand was still on her arm, and he was smiling, but it was forced. Charlie, not appreciating being jerked around, shot him a nasty look. If you don't get your hand off me, Liam, I'm going to knock you out first. Straight up, no chaser other than my foot. Got it? Liam didn't bulge. His gaze bored into Charlie's eyes with a look more serious than she ever seen him wear before. I'm not letting you kill your career or mine for that matter, he said, pulling her back and almost dragging her to the pool house. Reluctantly, Charlie followed. Really? She had no choice. Liam was strong, and he was also determined, she realized. With a hand still on her arm, he opened the door and all but pushed her inside. He closed them inside, then released her. You didn't have to, she began. Yes, I did. What's your problem? It's like you're mad at the world. Is it like your time of the month or something? He held up his hand, then spread his fingers, one at a time with each point. You don't like Maya, the girl at the hotel. Now Rory, who's next? Me? Charlie ground her feet into the floor to keep her balance, then shoved him. Serious? I mean serious? Why does it always have to be a girl's time of the month if she's upset? You guys don't know jack about women. She rolled her eyes. Why don't you try going over the list again, Lamb? She put a finger in the air. One, heaven, that's the hotel chick. It's awful, and you know it. She's rude. Two, Rory got me locked up, Liam. She lied, point blank and period. It wasn't her car, and she didn't have permission. Now, had she told me, you guys wouldn't have been picking me up from the station. She snapped, raising another finger in the air. And don't let me even begin to tell you about Miss So Fantastic Maya. She fools of herself, thinks her ish don't stink, and I really think she's some sort of bully. And she was reaching for the other thing she didn't like, but couldn't find the words. And she's after me, Liam said, deadpanning her. You're jealous, Charlie St. James. You think you have competition and it's killing you. Go on and admit it. You don't like Maya because you think Maya likes me. He stated matter of factly, crossing his arms. Psst. Charlie blew him off with a sound. She rolled her eyes again. Whatever. Try again, Liam. You're great to look at and nice and toned and tall and smart. You're a lot of positives, but so am I. So really, it's not that serious. Liam laughed. But it is, love. It is that serious, he said, his voice lowering. His eyes sparkled as he looked at her. It was the same look he'd given her the season before, the time when he kissed her and brought her her favorite dessert. Charlie's knees started weakening. Her heart sped and her mouth was going dry. She swallowed, heard a gulping sound, and prayed Liam didn't. The pool house was big inside, airy and tastefully decorated, but suddenly it felt small and as if it was sucking all the wind out of her. She pushed past Liam. I was breaking the barrier with Nia, then that was ruined by Maya, who, by the way, I'm going to have to connect with to accomplish the mission. And you won't let me beat down Rory. And I'm not working on designing or building the new room for Nia today. So that means my job is done here. Anything else I need to do, I can do in my room. Liam licked his lips. If you just hold on for a while, I'll be ready. Charlie shook her head. There was no way she was giving him the opportunity to see her swoon anymore. She'd been too transparent as it was with him, hearing her gulp, and was sure she had started sweating from the rapid beating of her heart. It'd been drumming so quickly she was certain it had her in cardiovascular mode. Thanks, but no thanks. I'm ready to skate now. I'm sure either the cameraman or the boom guy will drop me off. So I guess I'll meet you at the hotel or just see you tomorrow. She threw up the peace sign, then left. She and the bed were becoming one. That's what it felt like, and she welcomed it. Her laptop was open on one side of her. Her powered off phone was on the other, and she was resting her forehead on the sketchbook she'd been outlining in. She was only going to close her eyes for 2 minutes. That's what she promised herself before she gave in to the nap that was calling her. Charlie pulled the book from under her head, then turned on her side. She had no idea what time it was, and she didn't care. Her day had been long. First, she awoke to Liam in her room. Then, she'd gone through the pits of the underworld just to get a ride from heaven, only to end up in jail. Then, had shopped until she caught the right footwear and clothes that Nia never had a chance to rock because of Maya. She exhaled, releasing the stress. Being a reality star was hard work. Only 1 hour, then I'll get back to it. She promised herself, then faded to black. Up, Charlie. It's time to go, Liam said, his voice sounding real. Even while she was asleep, he was making her weak and it bothered her. He somehow invaded her dream, and she wondered if she could make him go away. That's what she heard about lucid dreams. They could be controlled. Disappear, Lamb, she demanded, hugging the pillow. Love, it's time, he said, his accent sounding more clear and delicious with each word, as if he were next to her. Charlie moaned and stretched. As she woke up, he disappeared. She opened her eyes, and sure enough, there he was. She looked at him, and she didn't know how he'd gotten in her room and was too tired to ask. She closed her lids. She inquired later. Up, love, up. His tone and inflection only beautified his pronunciation. His hand was on her shoulder now, moving her side to side. Time's ticking, love. The party begins in the few, and we can't be late. Charlie's eyes shot open. What? What about the what about the party? That's the past. Liam laughed. No passes, love. You can't be excused from your own party. Charlie sat up. What? My party? She looked at him like he had 3 heads. He smiled. The town teens are hosting a bash to thank us. That's backwards. We haven't done anything yet, she protested. Her arms were still wrapped around the pillow. His look said he was guilty before his mouth did. Liam shrugged. Well, we kind of said we'd be there. I couldn't help it, Charlie. I agreed and thought better of it. I even tried to come up with an excuse. I also called you to help me think of something so we could get out of it. But your phone sent us straight to voicemail, but it gets worse. Camera coverage, she asked. Liam shrugged. I don't think so, but who knows? The studio called and said we should attend. And as you know, sure it isn't a suggestion. On the bright side, I'm sure Maya will be there. You said you need to connect with her, so this is your opportunity. Like, comment, and subscribe on this video.